What's up, guys? This is William Nyambo again, and this vlog is for my media literacy class. And today we'll be in chapter 5 in the same book which was written by Delta Pi titled Media Literacy. So, in chapter 5, Pike is talking about advertising, like why is advertising important and why should companies monitor how they advertise their products to the public, and also like some of the challenges when we are dealing with advertising. um, so it's really an interesting chapter. Like for me, um, before reading the chapter I already had some ideas like what advertising is all about, but then after um, feeding from the chapter and understanding what Pike was trying to communicate, I really got some insights that are gonna be useful to me. The way I look at advertising right now, it's not the same way I was thinking about advertising like a couple years ago. So let's get started. So Pike mentioned a good point. Like one of the advantages of advertising is that it creates a good relationship between um, companies and the consumers, like the customers. I saw this very interesting to me because I never thought about this whenever I'm thinking about advertising. What came into my mind most was the idea that companies are just trying to sell their product, to make their companies famous, to be known to everyone in the society. But I didn't like think about the relationship that is there between um, different business companies and the consumers. So I thought that was really interesting to me, but also not only building the relationship, but also the companies are able um, to 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 communicate to the public like what's really their identity. Uh, the reputation that companies set when they are advertising their products, it's very useful to the audience when they are trying to purchase their product as the product that they really wanna buy. So it's about building the relationship between consumers, the customers, and the business companies, and also the business companies trying um, to really communicate what their identity is all about. Uh, so business companies do this in a unique way, just to be different with one another. But then let's talk about the HIP test. The HIP test, which simply means the honesty, independence, and productivity, like how advertisements benefit the society. So first of all, the question might be, are advertisements honest? To my experience, I would say it's both. Some of them they're honest, some of them they are not, but they have a common goal, which is persuading us to buy the product. So yeah, it can be either way. Like there are some of the companies that they communicate the truth about the product, but some, their goal is just to win customers on the market, so they don't really care whether what they're communicating is true or not. So I would say it's both. Like I've seen people getting surprised when they purchased a product, like this is different from what they from the ads that I've seen um, selling this product. It looks different, so that just shows that some of the companies they might use um, any technique that they can think of just to reach out to the audience and convince them to buy the product. Talking about independence, here we look at the idea that our advertisement being controlled by somebody else, or they are just there. I would say most of them, they are controlled by either people or companies, or organizations. So for example, a company, an organization, or a person might want to advertise what the person or the company, they all might want to advertise what they really want them to advertise, not necessarily what the audience is not meeting the audience needs. For example, there are some of the companies that they bring product to the society, but it's not really competing on the market. Why? Because they didn't consider the needs for the audience, for the customers. So yeah, it's really good to advertise, make known of your product, but at the same time, make sure that you really know what your audience want. But also, let's just finish with productivity. I think there's a lot of stuff that we benefit from these advertisements. Like for me, I've known a lot of products through through different advertisements that I've seen online in different social networks, like on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, just to mention a few. So it's really good, and the connection that I just shared, like the relationship between business companies and the customers, it's really good. It forms a bond between these two parties, and also there is an understanding between the two, like the companies trying to understand the needs of the audience, but also the audience, the customers, trying to understand what their sellers, the companies, the business companies are trying to bring to them. So it's really interesting when you think about advertising in that way. Thank you so much.